It's time for us to drive the enemy back.
Remember, evil cannot create, they can only corrupt. I have to say, why can't these people ever stop doing or not to disrespect a source material? But will these liberals ever learn? Nope, they won't. At this point, for this one, I'm gonna ask about video game developers and companies. So I have to ask one specific question. There's a few videos I need to react to. There's a few videos, or perhaps posts, I need to tell you. But first, let's get into the video. Before that, I'd like to inform you that this, Tales of the Shire, has just delayed. It was supposed to be, at the time of this upload, supposed to be March 25th, about a month from now, but they delayed it to July 30th. And there was a lot of backlash, folks. Smash JT recorded it, and I don't know if you know this, people who are making these, this one, and this, see? This one, Weather Workshop, they've continued to block people in Twitter. I can't even access my Twitter, so I don't know what's happening. I know Hypnotic got blocked, and it says here, some people are saying, stop questioning, just consume product. The old, don't ask questions, just consume product and then get excited for next product. See this? Take a look at this. This is who are making Tales of the Shire. This is a disrespect of J.R.R. Tolkien, a soft game. This post says Tolkien would never approve LGBT race communism. So here, this is what's happening.
Brand new post where they had announced the game was being delayed, and I just linked my video there because, of course, people deserve to know who they're supporting. If there is a producer that's affiliated with a game and they hate your guts, you deserve to know that before you go and swipe your credit card on their product. Look at something like Avowed. You deserve to know that Matt Hansen wants to kick crusty white dudes out of the video game industry. If you happen to be a white dude, or anybody, of course, you need to know the full story if you want to support his racism or not. But their post was very simple, and my response was very simple. They had said, a good feast takes time, and so does Tales of the Shire. We're taking a little longer to ensure that every hobbit on every platform can enjoy the same cozy experience. The game will now launch on the 29th of July, 2025. And also, keep in mind, this is like the third delay at this point, but I had made a post, very simple, and as you can see, it's nowhere to be found because they are hiding replies. They are blocking people. I mean, I myself had actually gotten blocked just for this one simple post, blocked for bringing up the lead producer mocking gamers. Yeah, very unprofessional behavior in my opinion. And again, I wasn't rude about it. I didn't say anything awful. This was my response. As you can see right here, hidden replies, hidden by @Tales of the Shire. All I did was put the title of my video and then a link to it. Tales of the Shire lead producer Mogs Gamer says DEI initiatives in the industry are not real. I wasn't, attacking this person, Calliope. I wasn't attacking the team. Now, I do think that this game is Tolkien revisionism at its finest, very Amazon Rings of Power-esque situation, and I was someone who was initially very excited for this game. I am a Tolkien fanatic. I have up here 2 full shelves of Tolkien's work. Absolutely love his creations, love this world, love these characters. I'm somebody who would be part of the target audience to buy this game, but instead of taking, of course, my feedback and many other people's feedback into consideration, this social media manager is melting down. They are not even, of course, just blocking my post, but they are blocking basically anybody's posts from anybody who is saying anything about DEI. Hypnotic also had gotten silenced and hidden. Oh no, women will have to keep playing Animal Crossing until this game comes out since it was delayed again, only for it to be released and be ignored anyway, since women aren't going to give up Animal Crossing for this. Just take the tax write-off. It's okay. He, again, wasn't rude. Wasn't being a dick. He's just pointing out that the longer you delay a game, the less people are going to pay attention to it. And, well, now people are going to pay attention to it for all of the wrong reasons. LOL, you guys are such snowflakes, and it's my post. Yeah, I mean, if they just ignored a post, it would look significantly better for them. But now they've created a whirlwind of controversy all because I dared to point out posts that the lead producer herself made. Well, add me to your block list if you can't handle a bit of criticism for putting modern day politics into a game based upon Tolkien's timeless classics. Tolkien would not approve. You know it. I know it. Everybody knows it. Just cancel the game. It's a disgrace for Tolkien. How does a game like this need that much more time? This is just you being lazy, DEI slop. Yeah, this is not a graphically intense game. It's not like it's got crazy gameplay. It's not like it's going to require your system to be top of the line. Like, it just looks like a PS2 game.
Don't worry, we'll get to that soon. Another thing, I need to go back to Hypnotic. Again, this is the one who says, don't be cruel.
Let's hit it.
Did you read the title? Did it say something like your $70 doesn't buy you cruelty? Well, that's what we're going to talk about today. The fact that you bought a game that you didn't like doesn't give you the right to be cruel or
Keep in mind, this guy used to work at BioWare. I'm not sure if he worked at BioWare Veilguard. I believe he worked on Dragon Age Veilguard, I think. But he did work at BioWare for a long time. Not too shocking, to be honest with you. He even has a BioWare trophy in the background here that you can see.
unkind to the people that developed that game. Now, I'm going to be clear about something. I'm not saying that you have to like the thing you bought. I'm not saying even
We don't.
that you aren't allowed to complain about the thing you bought.
We will
You
if it
can
sucks.
have whatever opinion that you feel like towards a game.
We
Even
do.
if that opinion is stupid and wrong, you are entitled to that opinion. And to some degree, you're
Just like yours?
entitled to express that opinion to the corporation, to the video game studio that created this game that you bought.
Pretty sure, people feel the same way about his opinion. Stupid and wrong, but that's besides the point.
You paid 70 of your own dollars for this game and it disappointed you and you're angry about that. That is fine. You are entitled to be angry about it. And you're entitled.
Well, that's where the beauty of non-shill YouTubers come into play, because they are the ones who are going to buy the video games, review them, and showcase them to their fans. So that way the fans that are looking for transparency in gaming don't have to risk spending $70 to find out that there was activists that made their video game. That's the most beautiful thing about all this. Or if there's certain features that are in the game that perhaps they disagree with, even if they may be optional, at least that way they can see what the game's about and make an informed decision. Because the gaming industry relies on people making ill-informed decisions. They try to hide as much as possible and then let people buy the game, and then they're not going to be able to refund the game because the refund window, by the time they find out what's in the game, has already expired. This is a strategy that needs to be torn down from the ground up, and YouTubers are doing that exact thing.
entitled to express that anger in certain channels. If you are mad at that Ubisoft game, be mad at Ubisoft.
I think that's a good point. You see, we ask ourselves this: how come the developers in the East don't do the same thing that the Western did? You ask yourself that. Let me take you for example, Lost Soul aside, which one day I'm gonna compare it with Dragon Age Veilguard. I watched Hypnotic live, okay, and I think he said something along the lines that the person who made Lost Soul aside 10 years to develop on his own, while Dragon Age Veilguard, a team like 200 people, couldn't even get a game for 10 years, and when Dragon Age Veilguard did release, it was garbage. Make that make sense. We Asians, how come the Asian developers do not attack gamers? That same goes for the journalists. How come IGN China gave Black Myth Wukong a 10, while IGN America gave Black Myth Wukong a 5 before they have to bump it up to an 8? And yes, it did happen. Before we save this, I'm gonna continue forward. Someplace, hang on a sec.
It's a lot of whataboutisms, it's a lot of maybes, and this is the argument of someone who has no argument. When they start saying, well, maybe this, maybe that, maybe this happened, maybe you don't know, maybe you have no idea. Like, okay, maybe we don't. But what we do know is that we see patterns, and patterns are starting to be recognized through and through very easily by a lot of people. And a lot of gamers are being able to be woken up very easily these days because you guys are not, I guess, pros anymore at being subtle, I guess is the best way I can explain it, like you used to be.
Equipment at the voice studio went down, and the only take they managed to get was this first one that was done just to set the tone, and they were just kind of out of time and stuck with it.
So because the studio was out of time, or because the studio experienced a technical failure, that's somehow the fault of the gamer for being mad at a line being delivered? Like, you guys put it into the product. You realize that. That's a stupid fucking what if. Like, this guy's retarded. You guys put it into the game. If you had a technical failure and that's the only line you were able to record, perhaps you should fix the technical failure and then re-record the lines instead of being lazy and being like, oh, good enough. You're basically saying they should accept good enough, which is ridiculous.
So if you go and you start attacking the voice actor for a line delivery you don't like, it might not be them at all. It might be something else. Indeed, it might not be the line delivery at all. Maybe the problem was the writing. So should you go attack the writer? Well, no, because why was the line written in this way? Was it written this way because the writer had a specific...
Okay, so here's what all these whataboutisms essentially equate to. He's trying to say, well, if something's wrong with XYZ, don't attack the person in charge of XYZ, attack the studio as a whole instead. That's essentially what he's saying, which, by the way, that's basically what's happening. And part of going after the studio as a whole is calling out everybody who was involved in the production of this video game and asking, why did these things happen? What was your mindset when you went down this rabbit hole of whatever it may be? We do that all the time. And I want to make it very clear, if certain people are getting called out for whatever reason, they're getting called out because chances are they chose to partake in something that allowed them to get all this hatred in the first place. You're trying to make it seem as if we're just big, bad, evil, cruel people. But at the end of the day, you guys are the ones that are making the product and telling people to buy it for $70 fucking dollars. Sometimes even $100 to $120, depending on the edition. You're asking us to open our wallets and we're saying, well, this looks like slop. Can you tell us more about the game? And you say, if you don't like it, don't buy it, whatever. And now you're mad at people being cruel. It's like, you guys should probably look at a mirror and see yourselves for what you are, and then determine perhaps you're not that far off from what you're complaining about right now in this video.
I will cut some of it. If not, it's going to get paid either way. Take a look at this. How come the Eastern developers doesn't say, if you don't like it, don't buy it, while the West did it? Why is that? Take a look with Black Myth Wukong. Despite the hit piece, due to mistranslation, that game sold 2 million, or perhaps gained 2 million players, 10 million copies. I think after Black Myth Wukong, it opened the door to any games made in the East. Every Western video gamers, and gamers in general, are flocking to the East, or perhaps indie. Because indie and games from the East, they're giving gamers what they want. Some indie games, okay? Some. Also, I have to say, this person, according to Rev, he got roasted in the comments. And also, when people question or give feedback, the one thing these Western devs keep saying, if you don't like it, don't buy it. The East, they say that, I believe it says, players happy, high profit, something along the lines of that. To all Western AAA devs, seriously, how long do you think it will last if you keep doing this? And also to the journals, I know President Trump is in office. Seriously, whether you like it or not, you're gonna have to review the game properly without putting politics into that reviews. Because right now, by the time Trump finished his second term, you won't even survive that long. YouTubers are now the new voice, and Eastern devs is probably going to get more recognition. Now for Marvel Rivals, to be honest, I'm not certain what's happening, although I know that budget is probably one of the issues since we all know Seattle is an expensive place to set up shop, according to Clownfish TV. To my viewers, if any of you who are from Seattle, is it really expensive to set up shop in Seattle? Let me know in the comments. In conclusion, the Eastern devs just want to make money. They know that players happy, profit, skyrocket. That's it. It's not rocket science. They just found the secret formula. And it's a simple secret formula.
Your might on the battlefield proved most impressive. With a little more training, you will be right up there with me in no time. If you are interested, would you like to learn a new skill? I am sure you could pick it up in no time, and it will surely prove useful in battle.
So, leave a like and subscribe if you want gaming news, theories, or you just want to see me play games. Visit my first and third channel up here or link in the description.